Hello everyone. We're following on Unit 3, Lesson 4. This is our grammar part. Uh, it's supposed to be teaching you about active and passive, so let's just see what this active and passive is all about. Look at the sentence from the reading. In 634 AD, the Muslims captured Damascus from them. This is line 829 in the passage we were at before. By 714, Spain and Portugal were both ruled by the Muslims. Lines 25, 26. So, what are these two sentences about? Well, I'm just going to tell you in a few seconds. In sentence 1, the tense of the verb is past. The sentence is active. In other words, the subject, the Muslims, did the action captured on the object Damascus. So we can show the action in an active sentence like this. The Muslim is the subject, acted upon, captured, Damascus as the object. So what does that mean? Okay, so we call this active. It's just a simple, normal sentence. Which is, okay, let's just move on with it. A simple sentence going, okay, Muslims captured Damascus. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, Lina played football. It's just a simple sentence. It's normal. It is simple sentence. It is actually active. Okay, so that's what we call it, active. Now, what is that supposed to mean? Oh, okay, let me just move on with this and hang on, I'll tell you what that means. In sentence 2, the tense of the verb is also past. The sentence is passive. So it's past tense. Okay. But this one is called passive. In other words, the subject of the sentence, Spain and Portugal, did nothing. Something happened to them. They were ruled. If we want to know who or what did the action in the passive, we have to add by. What is that supposed to mean? Spain and Portugal were ruled by the Muslims. So if I'm just going to say Damascus was captured by Muslims, okay? So what is it actually happening here? What's happening is that we're just turning the position here. Instead of this one being subject, right? In this one as the verb position. And the third position would be as an object. Okay, well, actually what's happening here, we're just turning things around. We're placing a subject here, and then we're still keeping the verb position, but we're pretty much playing with the object because we don't know what the object is unless we add by, okay? We could just say Damascus was captured and would still be a sentence, you see? Let me just add it here for you. It will still be correct. Damascus was captured. Voila, it's just a sentence. But what is the actual difference between these? So they are both. So this is like a reverse. It's like the other way around, and we call it passive because we don't know who did what, okay? We just simply don't know, okay? So we don't know who did this. But in the active form, we actually know everything. We know who did what and so on. So the difference here is in the passive and the active form is in the passive form, we don't know who did the actual subject unless we add by, right? And it's just reversed the other way around. I changed the verb form into a passive form. What is a passive form? I'm going to teach you how to work on a passive form. Remember, in passive, the action happens to the subject. We can add by to show who does the action. Now change these sentences from an active to passive. How do I change them? That's what I'm going to teach you by example. Alright, what just happened? Okay. Alright, was captured. I hate things just... Okay, I'm not going to waste time this way. Whatever. It's just getting worse. Okay, now Arabic replaced Latin. How do I work with this? Well, first of all, the verb is in the past again. So how do I work with it? Okay, first of all, I'm going to change the positions. So I'm going to say Latin, and I'm going to put Arabic instead of Latin. Okay? So the subject and the object are just changed in position. What else is going to change the verb? I'm going to add a past form of was or were, and then just put the verb on. Okay, let me just try to show you that. Okay, now tell me please if I'm going to use was or were here. Since it's just a single one, I'm going to use was replaced. And voila, we're just done with it. This is an active form, and this one is passive form. But there is a problem here. We just didn't add by. Okay, so this is how it works. Good for you. Now the next one. The Muslims spread Islam. How does it work? Okay, let me just put things in a different reversed order. Muslims, okay. And I'm just gonna change the verb into was spread. Okay, anything missing? Yeah, I'm going to add by. And voila, we just finished. That's good. It sounds easy, right? Yeah, it is actually easy. You don't have to really worry about it every time. Now the next one goes, the Muslims captured Damascus. We just did this example, so I'm going to the next one. It's Ahmed wrote a letter. How do I just change it? I say letter, and then Ahmed. You can actually say a letter, so, and then you can say was or were, no, actually was, and then we're going to use the third form of the verb, not was wrote, was written. So what was happening in the verbs on the top was actually not changing the verb because it's a regular verb. We're basically not changing it because it's regular, not because of anything else. So you really need to know that we're not changing these verbs because they end with an ed. It's a regular one, so it's the third form. You know what the third form of verb is? So let's say go, went, gone. The one we're going to use is actually gone. Okay, that's the third form of the verb. All right, now let's get to the next one. All bought a new computer. Okay, and we can say new computer, and then you can say all as the last part, add by just to make sure you don't forget it. A new computer was, and then bought. Okay, see how it works? Ta-da! Okay, now let's go to the next one. I visited my friend. And if you're gonna just try to play it around, my friend by me. I'm not gonna say I, okay? And was visited. That's the form of the verb. Voila. Okay. Now let's just try to change the other way around. It's passive into active form. So I'm gonna put it the other way around. The Muslims were met by the Romans, and I'm just gonna put it the other way around. Romans, the Muslims met. Okay? So you don't really need to do so much effort, it's just the other way around. See? Let's just try to put it to the other one. Northern Egypt, okay, was controlled. Sorry, not really good with talking and typing at the same time, by the Muslims. So I'm going to basically say the Muslims and then controlled North Egypt. Okay, so here we go. The other one, Jerusalem was taken peacefully by the Muslims. Okay, how do I work this out? I can say the Muslims, and then I'm going to change the order here by saying Jerusalem, and then I'm gonna have one part left here, took Jerusalem, and I'm just gonna add the adjective at the end. Now, the last one, Spain was ruled by Muslims. And I can say Muslims here, just change the order again. And then Spain. And then ruled. Okay. The last one would be, no, actually, the one before the last one. The parcel was molded by Mustafa. Why don't we take the last one? It's just the same thing, but I'm kind of tired today, so sorry for you guys. The windows were broken by the boys, and you can say the boys, then change the order, the windows. Yeah, I hear a verb there. Come on, anyone. Broke. Simple past form. Broke the windows. Okay, so thank you for following up, and that's it for today.